everybody. Typical, as soon as you want to record, the cats are everywhere. And this is now my second dry. It was the first dry. I threw all the coffee out. So this one is Bubbles. He's my latest addition. I collect cats. No, not really. I sometimes foster for a local foster organization, and then I raise the kittens and then most likely find homes for them, because I hate that they go to some places where they're not safe. So I make sure I find good homes. And he was a part of a hoarding situation. I think there were like 16 cats in a granny flat. So he came to me in December. Then there's Pinky. She's a black and white cat. And then I raised her. She was 4 weeks and 200 grams. So she was tiny. When she finally came back to me, originally she was with me. And we found a foster mom, because you always want them to be raised with cats. Because it gives them just such a better skill in socializing and everything. You don't end up with a brat. So the foster mom was very good with them, but unfortunately Pinky and one of her brothers didn't latch. So they literally had failure to thrive. And the brother died at 3 weeks. And then at 4 weeks, she was the size of a 5-day-old kitten. And I just went to fetch her and I raised her from there by hand. And she's such an independent little thing. And then Lynx is here somewhere. She's a big fat black cat. Her parents immigrated, or her mom immigrated to New Zealand, and I ended up with her. But she's too cute. So anyway, I've got 3 cats, so I'm not planning on getting any more. And I've got 2 dogs. There's Sinatra, a Husky Malamute cross that I found running on the highway, and I rescued him. And then there's Malish, who's a beautiful golden retriever. Oh, she's got a food problem. She can't stop eating. And her parents immigrated to Ireland. So I think my family is complete. Now I just realized last week I didn't give you my name. So my name is Katinka. I live in South Africa, and in a part of South Africa that's quite rural. We have a city, but it's not very big. And just like I said last time, you can't really always find what you're looking for, but that's okay. So last time I spoke about knitting and how I started knitting and everything. Today I'm going to tell you about sewing. But let's not say just sewing. I'm actually going to tell you about my fabric haul. But I can't really call it a fabric haul because it was all given to me. So I sew. I have a full day job. And then I also have a little boutique, and I sew like matric dance dresses. If you look in the back, there's still on. I think in America it's called prom dresses. So behind me there's one that I just finished. They're coming to fetch it later on. And so what used to happen is, like, people would phone me and say, oh, we're cleaning out cupboards, can we send you some material? So a while ago somebody was here to buy some stuff from my shop, and she said, listen, I've got some stuff floating around, like ribbons and stuff, can I send it to you? And I'm always up for that, because you know ribbon is expensive and everything else is expensive. So anyway, I said, yes, that would be great. And I was away, and I got this message to say, my husband's there, is going to drop it, where can he drop it? So my friend agreed to say I could take it, it could be taken to her. And when I got back, my friend arrived here with this bucket load of stuff. So there's like 2 crates of stuff, and then there were rolls of material, and I have been so blessed. And then another friend messaged me and said, listen, I'm cleaning out some cupboards, can I send it to you? So I bought like odds and ends, you know, you can make bags of it. And again, these heaps of material arrived. So I've been thoroughly blessed lately. And then the best thing is, my friend went to New Zealand for 3 months, and while she was there, she was actually looking for something that was typical New Zealand. So she knows my obsession with materials, and she went to this material shop in New Zealand. I think it was in Auckland. I can't remember the name of the place. And she said to him she wants material. My friend is textile intolerant, so it must be material that she can wear on her skin. So this is the first one I want to show you. She got me this amazing cotton. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? And it is as soft as anything. You can't believe how soft it is. And I'm sure it's going to wash softer, because I've washed it once. I always wash my materials beforehand, because I've learned with very bad experiences that if you don't wash it, it might shrink. I actually finished an order once and I washed it because I got blood on it. It happens, you know. You sew, you do handwork, the needle goes into your finger, it bleeds, it happens. So anyway, I washed it and it shrunk. I had to go and buy material and do the new whole thing over. So So this is the most beautiful cotton. I think there's 2 meters. So I'm either going to do a dress, like that's just a little shift dress. I think I'm going to do a summer dress. Because, you know, I always say I'm going to do a top and I'm going to wear the top, but I never end up wearing a top. So I think this is going to be a summer dress. But then, look at this. This is made from New Zealand sheep. It's a knitted material. And then it's a, I think it's a New Zealand merino and a cashmere blend. And it is so beautiful. And I like the neutral of it because I can either use it as is or I can dye it. And she got me 5 meters. I want to show you the texture. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? I hope it's focusing. So anyway, there's 5 meters of this. So I was really beyond myself with thankfulness. And then of course I've been watching some vlogs for a long time, and they always have cups of coffee or tea or something. So I've got my favorite mug. I think it's Maxwell Williams. No, yeah it is. Love their mugs. Look, it's got a little butterfly on the inside. And it's a botanical mug. I love it. At the moment I like coffee, but it's not always like that because sometimes coffee makes me nauseous. So the first material bunch that was sent to me was these things. Look at this. So there's like this mesh and sequins mesh and chiffon with printed dots on. Brown, chocolate brown with the printed dots. I think it's just beautiful. And then there's this beautiful teal green lace. It's a stretchy one. And then somebody else, I forgot, this one I actually just put in there. She was actually sorting out her stuff and she said, I bought this to make myself a jacket, but I don't like the color. Would you like it? I think it's 2 meters of another stretch lace. And this one I went into a shop and they had this piece, odd piece in a container, and it was half the price that I would pay for it normally, so I had to get it. And then in that hole was, of this lady that sent the stuff to me, was this beautiful silverly lace. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So I was really beside myself with joy when this all came to me. And then let me show you some more. So I hope you guys are up for a nice long chat because there's lots of material. So there's this piece of suede. Now there was this time when everybody was making suede clothes. Now I don't particularly want to make suede clothes, but as I said, I've got 3 cats. So I've got a chair on that side. I'll show you one day. That's navy blue, but my sitting room area is very dark because there's no real windows in there. So what I want to do is I want to recover that chair with the suede. Because then, this was the one friend who bought the material. I think it's here. No, it's not. But there's another piece of suede that's about the same color. It's maybe a bit lighter. So there might be enough. I think there's enough to actually cover my chair. So I'll show you when I've done that. And in between was these pieces. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. It's just like strips, but they're beautiful, so I'll keep them around. And then there was this little piece of cotton. I love working with these cottons because they're nice to line bags with. And when I have time, like I said, I sew for income and I have the shop, so I really don't have a lot of play time for sewing, which I find extremely frustrating. But when I do have time, I like to make bags, and then I like to put a different lining on the inside and put a zip and put a side pocket with a zip and stuff like that. So this is going to be perfect for a lining. I was actually thinking, look at this one. Oh, I live at the coast. I'm about 1.2 miles from the sea as the crow fly. If I walk, it's about 3 kilometers, I think. So this is so perfect. Look at that. It's little lighthouses. And then it says north, south, east and west. So I was thinking of turning this into bags. It's not a lot. I think it's about 1 meter. And then, look at that. Line the bags with this one. So when I have time, I'm going to make that. And I've got some beautiful webbing. That's almost like a, what do you call that? Burlap webbing. That I think would look stunning with this. Or I also have some leather straps. I'll decide. I've got time. And then there was this piece. Now this piece actually shrunk when I washed it, but I quite like how it's curled in. I think you call it seersucker, but it's a bit thick for seersucker, but it's beautiful. So I am going to make, sorry my nose is itching, it's itchy season. I'm either going to make a long cushion with this because it's quite long, or I'll see. I'm quite fancying a corset, like a Victorian corset. It reminds me of a Victorian corset, but I won't wear it, and I'm tired of making stuff that I won't wear. Then there was this one. Look at this beautiful cotton. So it's been washed, as you can see. There's enough for, I'm actually thinking I need to make like a shirt out of this, because my shirt situation is bad. But I need to make like a shirt that I would wear, not something with buttons, maybe more like a tunic top. I'll have to decide. Because I've got a tummy, you know, I'm a bit of an apple build. So plain shirts doesn't work. Now this was somebody else. This is the most beautiful, softest quilting cotton. She went somewhere, and this place actually was selling it out for like 3 rands a meter, and she just got me what there was. She got herself a piece and she got me a piece, and I think this is like 4 meters of material. So I was really chuffed about that as well. Now I'm thinking little girls' dresses out of this for summer. And then pick up the little, there's like a grey dot in there to pick it up. I know this green is quite popular at the moment, but I don't really fancy that green, although I do have braid in that color. I'll play with it. And then there's this piece. Oh, let me show you. It's huge. I think it's about 7 meters, and it's nice and roughly woven. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's pretty. I'm going to keep it, or maybe give it to my friend. And then there is this piece. Now, it feels, I think, there might be some silk in it, like raw silk, but there's something else in it as well, but it feels quite natural. So anyway, I'm thinking like an extravagant coat with a lining, like a 1960s coat, but again, I won't wear it. My life is extremely casual. As you can see, I'm just in a little plain jersey, and when I go to work, I work on a farm, so there's not really a lot of times and places to dress up for. But maybe this could be an order for somebody out there who wants a 1960s inspired coat, like a bubble coat or something like that. I'll think about it. So if you're interested in me making you a coat in that, we can negotiate. Then look at this one. Now this is also quite a big piece. I think there's like 4 meters. And this, I am going to make a picnic blanket with it. Oh, sorry. And the back is the oh, yeah, some coffee. And on the back it's another piece of suede, so I'm going to line it with a piece of suede at the back. And I've got some webbing that I'm going to put right around the blanket. I just think it's going to be beautiful. Now right out here, I've got 2 beautiful trees in my garden, and I love to sit under the trees and just have Sunday afternoons there for summer. And I need a picnic blanket because now I have a chair, and I love my chair, but I can envision myself lying there with a cushion and a book and just be. Sometimes you just have to be. Next piece. So this one was made into something, but as I said, my sitting room area is extremely dark, and at the moment there's chocolate brown cushions covered with a white fro, like a white crochet fro. So I was thinking of taking this piece, which is big enough to cover the bottom cushions with. And then, I hurt my shoulder a while ago and it's still not right. But then I got this piece that was given to me, and my bedroom curtains needs replacing. But there's going to be about that white left over after I've made the curtain out of this. So the top part of the cushions, I think I'm going to do this. I'll see. There's still some time. Okay, now I just realized my most amazing piece of material that I really wanted to show you guys. Oh, it's here. Okay. So, is this piece of cotton. It's like a purple. I'm envisioning, and it's a nice medium weight cotton. So, a nice curtaining, but I'm envisioning a, actually I say it's polycotton, but it feels more cotton than polyester. And it wrinkles a lot, so I think it's more cotton. I'm envisioning like a Sue Tenna Givens type of dress with like things coming up on the side and big pockets and something like that. Oh, here's that piece of suede. So this is the other piece of suede that came to me. It's a bit thicker than the first one. So the first one that I showed you, I think I'm going to do like the arms of the chair, and this will be the body of the chair. And then there's this. I love it. It's linen. So I do think I need a dress out of this. Don't you think it's gorgeous? I'm not sure if I'm going to do like a dress that just comes to here with straps that you can put something underneath or over, or I might make a dress with sleeves, little sleeves, and maybe to my knee. But if I'm careful, I might be able to get out a long dress. I'll still have to decide about that one, but it's beautiful. And then there's this cotton cord. Now there's not a lot, but I would love to make a little kiddie's coat out of that and line it with maybe, oh, actually that other blue that I showed you, that cotton, I could line it with that. That could be pretty. But look at this. Look at this. So I don't particularly like animal print, but this was amongst everything. And it's a chiffon. I love chiffon. It's not always fun to work with chiffon, but it's beautiful. And then I'm almost sure this is a silk chiffon. Look at that. With the butterflies and the feathers. So what I was thinking is to make a dress. And then have this on top and this underneath. And like the different pieces sticking out. I mean, that would be so stunning. So that's for me. I really think I need a dress. So I think I'll get going. And then there's just these two pieces. This is the size of a pillow, but I might use it for the lining of inside of a jacket or of a coat. No. A bag. Inside of a bag. And then there's this piece, which is also a poly cotton with stripes. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's just pretty for now. It could also be for a lining for a bag. And that is it. Yep, that's it for today. I have a big heap of material here next to me. And yeah, I want to tell you about this jersey. So 2004, my friends moved to this area from Joburg. And so my friend is quite a hippie at heart. And she decided they're going to camp. So they set up a permanent camp in this camping grounds. There was like 4 tents, and one of the girls were living with her. The other 2 was out of school already. And so that holiday, I think it was the April holiday, we all came down and we spent time with them in the tents. We would all sleep in these tents and camp and swim in the river, and it was amazing. So she took us to this wool shop, and oh my gosh, me and wool, it's not good. And this place had a sale, so of course I had to buy. But it was very cheap. So in the end, I bought like 5 balls of this wool. I don't know what it's called. It's not really wool. It's like a yarn. No, it's not. It's very synthetic, but it doesn't feel synthetic. And I just knitted like a stocking stitch jersey. And it took me like 2 days and it was done. And I wore that jersey to pieces. Not really to pieces, but to pile. Like you can see it piles a lot, this yarn. So anyway, then I decided I like the color and I love the texture of this wool. Oh, yarn. The rest of the world say we call it wool in South Africa. Everything that you knit with is wool. So anyway, I took my loom, you know those loom knitters that you just hook over, and I knitted this jersey. I didn't have a pattern, but you know you can figure out anything if you try. So it's quite loose and it's big. This was one of my finished objects. It's also been lying around for like 3 years, and I finished it this year. And the sleeves are extremely long, but I don't care. It's nice for when it's cold. And it's quite long, but it stretches, so it's perfect. Yeah. So today I'm going to tell you about sewing. Now a lot of the people out there that I speak to have this mental block about sewing. It's like, oh, it's difficult and all of those things. There's 2 rules. The first rule is learn how to stitch straight. You take paper, you buy a needle, and you just stitch on the paper, and you draw lines and you stitch on those lines. And then you learn on your bottom, on the underneath, there's the foot that holds the material down, and then there's like little stripes on the foot plate. Learn to keep your material in line with those stripes. So if you can do that, you can do anything. The next thing is, most people are like, oh, I don't have a serger, so I can't really do it properly. You can actually do amazing seams and hems with just your sewing machine. So do not let your lack of equipment hold you back. And then the third point is, you're not going to know unless you try. So don't use a short stitch length. Now you will see on your machine, every machine is different. There's like the stitch length. You read your book. Your book's your friend, okay? Don't be like the rest of the world. It's like, if all else fails, read the manual. Read your manual. it helps. It gives you direction. It takes away the fear of making mistakes. So anyway, your stitch length, when you start, and even later on, never make it smaller than 3. Because 3 will hold the stitch, will hold the pieces of material together. But if you have to unpick, it's still easy enough. Unpicking, it's not a curse word. Unpicking is actually something that will happen no matter what. In life, you try, you make mistakes, you try again. If you're not willing to go that route, then you can just as well give up on life. Because you know what? Nothing works out the first time. So I hear of all these people who's like, oh, I can't bother. I just threw it in the corner. And my inside cringes because, firstly, you've put all that time into sewing the thing. Secondly, it's expensive to sew. Materials are not cheap. That's why I'm also so thankful when I get materials, because materials are really expensive and it's getting even more expensive. And where we are with what's going on in my country, it's getting actually extreme, where it's almost not worth making clothes anymore because it's just too expensive. And so, well, I'm not going to go into the politics of my country, but anyway, there's reasons why things are so expensive, and it's not because the material is expensive, it's because of simple rules and regulations. So anyway, unpicking is not a curse. Unpicking actually helps you to focus and to get the stuff ready and right. So, if you want to unpick, put your stitch length on 3 to 3.5. 4 makes it on for gathering, so you don't particularly want 4 unless you want a base. But otherwise, use 3 to 3.5 because it's easy to unpick. Pins. Use your pins. Pins are also your friends. So those are 2 things that people are mostly don't really like. They always say, oh, I don't like using pins, or I don't unpick. It's worth it. I'm just going to quickly get my unpicker and show you the different tools of the trade. So anyway, I'm a Bernina fan. Firstly because the machines are really sturdy. I know some of the other machines are also sturdy. I also love Brother. The other ones I've worked on and stuff, and they're good, but they're not Bernina. So anyway, I got my Bernina with my last new machine, which was 2 years ago. So this is your standard unpicker, okay? And it works very well, but there's an easier one. I love these little ones because you can just cut. So if you have the one side of the material, you cut every 3rd stitch. And then you just pull the other side and it all comes loose. Yeah, so unpicking is very good. Pins. Someone gave me these pins. They're okay, but I'm not fond of them completely because firstly, they're really thick. Let me show you. But you know, when I work with normal material, I do not mind working with these. But then, my favorite pins, but yeah, these are expensive, are the long glass-headed pins. Now, some of my students, I do a sewing class once a month. Some of my students don't like these. They prefer the short little pins, but I love these. They are so awesome. And I've got the glass head. So I prefer working with these because usually they don't pull your material. And I work with, because I do matric dance or prom dresses and wedding dresses and that type of thing, you don't want your material to pull when you pin it. So for that reason, you really need good quality pins. But if you're just starting, just buy pins, any pins, and use them. But as you progress, get some better things to work with. The only reason is that if you're working with chiffon or with satin and you put a pin in and it pulls the material, then you define the purpose of the exercise, because you put in all this effort and then your pin can actually ruin the whole thing. Another thing is a thimble. I know. My problem with the thimble is I put it on and then I start using the finger next to it and the finger next to it and the finger next to it. And in the end, I have all these fingers bleeding because you know, if you do beading and handwork on some of these dresses, the back of the needle actually goes into your finger. I wonder if you can see it at the moment. That finger, I think you can see it. So I constantly have like needles pushing into my finger. So I'm learning how to use my thimble. And to actually use the thimble finger, maybe I shouldn't use that finger, to use the thimble finger to push things out. So I think that is all for today. I've showed you my fabric. Oh, I want to show you that. This is Abby. I've got a few different makers forms, but this is mine. And then I've got an old one. She's like 1960s. I call her Dola. and I found her next to a trash can, ready to be taken to the garbage dump, and I rescued her. I literally looked around to see if anybody saw me, and I put her in the car and I drove up, and she had this horrible 1960s material all over her, so I pulled her apart, put some oil on her gears and stuff on the inside, and I paper mache her broken parts, and I just love her. She's actually standing in that corner, but I'm not going to go there now. Show her to you next time. So I love Dolla. Abby is not too bad. She's quite pretty, but she's not as pretty as Dolla. So anyway, in this last one where they sent me the crates of material, there were all these antique collars and sleeves and stuff. And this was in there. And it's really old. I thought it was a remake, and then I looked closer, and the little hooks at the back is really old, and the lace is actually authentic. So I think it's actually from like from the early 1900s, but I'm not sure. But I just love it. So Abby, because she's a black body, got the beautiful collar today because it looks nice. And I put her there to actually hide my cutting out table because there's quite a lot of just junk on it. So anyway, I hope you guys keep on sewing this next week, and knitting and spinning, and what else do we do? Oh, crocheting. Wait, there's one more thing I want to show you. So in this bag of goodies, I was given this. I love working with cotton because it's hot here, like I said last time. So there's this one, which is L. It's not very big. It's 50 grams. Is it 50 grams? Yeah, it's 50 grams, and it's only 180 yards, so it's not a pretty big, but I think I might be able to get like a dishcloth out of that. And then there was that one, same size as the other one, and then just some acrylic grey, which is pretty. I'll make some flowers to use on clothes. And that's me for today. Have a nice day, and I hope to speak to you guys soon.